بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين لا قيام يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Inshallah, we are going to discuss today one of the prohibitions of Ihram, and that is number 9 in the Manasik al-Hajj. You will find wearing the stitched attire. Stitched attire. Many times people they ask this question: what if the attire was not stitched? What if I made trousers or underwears out of super glue? Okay, or this Velcro. I mean, Velcro could be stitched, but the Velcro, the sticky Velcro, which is not stitched, there's a sticky tape, and you just put it like on a cloth and put it like on a cloth and make like an underwear kind of thing with the Velcro on the cloth, or even glue or whatever, not using anything which is stitched. So that people, they would like to outsmart the Sharia and find innovations and find improvise, like Sheikh Hussein says, improvise. They like to improvise methods that they can have some kind of comfort, because under the towel you don't wear anything. That's why make sure that your towel is tied tight, not to have any situations of whoopsie daisy kind of thingies, you see. So therefore, and there are so many ways, methods to tie the ihram. You don't need to even have belt. Say the sister says it's okay. You can put the belt even though the belt is stitched. Why? Because it is not considered libas. Belt does not cover the private parts independently. So the libas, the definition of libas is whatever covers private parts independently. Like if you bring a cloth which they put it on the head or chafia, that you can cover the private parts like a baby diaper or something like that. So anything you can cover with cover the private parts independently, you see, potentially we can say it has a potential to be a cover for the both private parts, rear, the disposal, where we discharge the stool, the sport which the stool is discharged, or the private parts in front. So if something comes and covers this, like like the sumo wrestlers, the sumo wrestling, those big giants, you see, when they fall, then the earthquake rector, that they feel like there was an earthquake kind of thing. So those sumo wrestler thing, that is sufficient private part coverage. That means you just need to cover the front part and the rear line. That's it. That's the coverage of the private part. So now we are discussing about the thing which is potential, which can be potential a private part, like the belt which you put. It cannot cover the private part independently, like the belt you put on the pants, or even the belt of ihram. Like it will not be stable. It will need something else to make it stable. That belt, you can bring the belt is broad. So let's say somebody has the minimal case of private parts, then the belt can cover the belt of ihram can cover, but we said independently. But what will hold it? You will need an extra thing to hold. That means it does not cover the private parts independently. Many people, they say, what about the socks? The socks, maybe somebody can put private parts in the socks, but then you stretch it behind to cover the behind private part. But then what will hold that thing, you see? So if then you will need something else to hold that socks. So we are talking about one piece which is suitable to cover the private parts independently. So something which has a potential to be a cover for both private parts together independently, without needing any extra things to fix that kind of thing. So this is called libas. Other than that, it is not called libas. Handkerchief, it depends on how big your handkerchief is. Is it suitable to cover the privates, like the diaper kind of situation? Yes, then that is but normally people, they don't have that big handkerchief. But towels, yes, the towels can be potentially be the considered libas. So anything which is libas, shoes, yeah, they consider somebody's wearing shoes. Now remember this definition of libas, fuqaha, they have variances. Sayyid al-Khuy Quddus Sirruh would not allow that belt, okay, which is stitched. But Sayyid Sistani allows. So definition of libas to Sayyid Sistani is a bit different than the definition of libas to Sayyid al-Khu'i or some other maraja. And even from chapter to chapter, some chapters of Islamic law, the definition of libas might be a bit different. Here, the libas in general, the libas even in the chapter of salat is something which can independently, which has the potential. You don't have to wear your chaffi or wear your belt. No, it has the potential. It has the capacity to cover the both private parts independently. So that you cannot use it, even if it was not stitched. Even if it was not stitched, okay, because it is similar to something which is stitched. So stitched or similar to something which is stitched. It's not stitched, Velcro, super glue, whatever. So it is similar to something which is stitched, like it's similar to the pants, similar to the underwear, similar to, so something similar to, أو ما بحكمه, he says. So ruling number 242 says لا يجوز للمحرم. نعم. لا يجوز للمحرم أن يلبس ثوبا يزره. Uh, it is not permissible for a muhrim to wear a dress which he fixes each side with buttons. Zir, zrar is button. Zir, اضغط الزر, press the button. You see, when you want to turn on the fan, you tell press the button. اضغط الزر. So zir means button. So you don't close the parts of private of the cloth of ihram with buttons. So there should be no buttons. أن يربط بعضه بالبعض الآخر بأزرار أو ما يفيد فائدتها. That means that a person should not uh, bring one side with other side and tie it or fasten it with buttons or something similar to the buttons, as I said, Velcro or something like that. لا يجوز أن يلبس ثوبا أو يتدرعه. يلبسه كما يلبس الدرع، بأن يخرج رأسه ويديه من الفتحات المخصوصة لها. Okay, so to cover himself, he's not going to wear the shirt. However, he's going to put his hand inside the cuffs, okay, like wearing the shirt inversely, opposite. Like I'm wearing this abba. See, I have this. This is like wearing it normal. So التدرع means that you just wear it like a shield. How do you wear shield in front? So like if I take this abba and put my hand in front, let me see if I can do it just for the sake of explanation. So I do like this. So I do like this and I do like this. Okay. Yeah. Like the barber thing. Okay. So now these are my hands. Now this has become like a shield. Okay. Dira means shield. So I'm not wearing now abba. I'm just, because this is not the way you wear the abba. Okay. So I'm just putting it on myself يتدرعه, like a shield. So this is something which is uh, so you should not wear or shield yourself with it. Okay, so you should not wear or shield yourself with it. Why? Because uh, you are wearing it, like even if you're wearing it a different way, you're wearing something which is stitched. يلبسه كما يلبس الدرع, to wear it the way someone wears the shield, armor. Okay, بأن يخرج رأسه ويديه من الفتحات المخصوصة لها. So he takes the head out, he takes the hand out, but he is not wearing it like the shirt is worn from behind. He wears it from the front, like wearing an armor. See? Okay. وما يشبه في ويخرج ويديه من الفتحات المخصصة لها. كما لا يجوز له لبس السراويل, and it is also not permissible for him to wear the pants or the trousers or whatever looks like a trouser. وما يشبه في ستر العورتين. So pajamas, pants, in Urdu we call it shalwar, okay, in Arabic we call it sirwal. وما يشبه, or whatever is similar to it. في ستر العورتين, pajamas, سروال, and whatever similar to it which covers the private parts, both private parts, front and back, such as كالبنطلون, such as pants. إلا إذا لم يكن له إزرار. Okay, سيدنا, you're opening a can of worm here. So you said that if the pant does not have buttons, we can wear them. If the underwear does not have buttons, we can wear them. Okay. If he says no. So the concept is في ستر العورتين كالبنطلون إلا إذا لم يكن له إزرار, unless if it did not have buttons. Most of the pajamas do not have buttons. Most of the underwears, they don't have buttons. Okay. So Sayyidina, uh, but it is stitched. Okay. It is stitched. إلا إذا لم يكن له إزرار. والأحوط لزوما, on the basis of obligatory precaution, أن يجتنب لبس الثياب المتعارفة. One should avoid, even if it does not have buttons. You see, even if it does not have buttons. So now let's try to reflect on the definition of Sayyid Sistani Damadullah, on the thing which is prohibited on the muhrim, and compare it with other maraja. You will see he has a different definition. Other maraja, they say stitched. Sayyid Sistani Damadullah, until now, he has not mentioned the concept of stitched. All what he's mentioning is button and button and button. Okay. Other maraja, they clearly mention. That's why look at the title, Al-Makhit, wearing this is the title from previous maraja. And say this is Sistani Damodullah is commenting on it. But is this makhit? Is this like something which has been stitched? So if you look from the beginning, the criteria he mentions, لا يجوز المحرم أن يلبس ثوبا يزره. He should not wear a dress or a dress which he buttons it. Okay, so for him, number one criteria is button. Okay. أو يتدرعه, or wearing it like an armor, even something what which has buttons. So this is the upper part. Okay. كما لا يجوز له لبس السراويل, he cannot wear trousers or pajamas. كستر العورتين, to cover the private parts, such as pants. إلا إذا لم يكن له أزرار, unless if it does not have buttons. So Sayyidina, are you telling us that if it does not have button, one can wear pajamas? Because pajamas does not have buttons. The sirwal does not have button. Okay. So it seems that once upon a time, the sirwal, they used to have button, because it says lapsus sarawil, the pajamas, okay, might have buttons to fasten it, not the buttons which is to use urination or something like that for men. No, we are talking about fastening it to both sides with a button. Like many pants nowadays, they have buttons. But those which has elastics and those things, they don't have buttons. So له إزرار والأحوط لزوما. So now the fatwa of Sayyid Sistani is befalling on buttons, and here buttons. Okay, as إزرار يزره. So what about the other things which does not have buttons? Okay, that means can they wear it? No, he says on the basis of obligatory precaution. That means he's doing ihtiyat. That means still there is some room, okay, that some a'lam marja, if he allows you to wear something which is stitched but does not have buttons, like pajamas or underwears or something like that. So there is a possibility, there is a kind of indication someone can find a marja, but most of the maraja, they don't have these. These are the unique things about Sayyid Sistani Damadullah. When he looks into the evidences, he whatever words he finds in the evidences, he puts it there. So it seems that the stitched concept, you see, yeah. So these are of so stitch thing is obligatory precaution to say the Sistani. Let's complete and check what does say the Sistani include in obligatory precaution. Well, ahwat luzuman, on the basis of obligatory precaution, and yajtaniba labsu thiyab al to avoid wearing the commonly considered dresses, clothes commonly considered. So what are the commonly considered clothes? Such as qamis, shirt, okay? Because some of the shirts, they don't have buttons like old days shirts. They used to bring the flap here and flap here and they tie with the belt, like the shirt of taekwondo or judo or karate. Those shirts, they don't have buttons, they have belts. والقباء, that the jubba, no, this qaba which they wear, like they in Arabic they call it saya or something like that, you see. So the saya also doesn't have button. Nowadays they keep buttons, but once upon a time, you know that like a V kind of thing. Many times when there is the shiukhs, you say like this V. So they wear this dash, and then over there they wear qaba on it. Qaba is like they call it saya. So once upon a time they did not have buttons. You will see ancient Persian pictures. They have belt. They will fasten it with belt. Nowadays, you see buttons on the saya or on the qaba. Jubba is like it doesn't have buttons. Okay, if you see buttons on jubba is like which closes the neck also. Okay, saya or qaba is like the one which has V collar type thing. Okay, which has V, and but jubba. So this V kind of thing. Jubba is closed totally. It doesn't have button. If you see somebody has button, that means somebody foreigner is using buttons, because it needs skills to just maintain the jubba close, because it opens. You're just sitting somewhere and whoops, it opens up. So therefore, it if the many shiukhs, they improvise and they start putting certain buttons and hooks, and Now I saw in Iran, they would Velcro on jubba so that flap stays closed, does not open, sunder. So, yeah. Was sitra jacket, okay. والثوب العربي دشداشة, the one which I'm wearing, which is from here to all the way to the foot. دشداشة, the thawb which you call it mutlaqan. So Sayyidina, you are telling us that these are obligatory precaution, and all the time we used to think, oh, you should not wear this, you should not wear this, okay. So Said says, yeah, I'm telling you on the basis of obligatory precaution, not, but yes, you are giving us room, flexibility to find a'lam marja after you who allows wearing dishdasha, and I can wear the dishdasha. I can make a dishdasha without button. Nowadays there are like zippers they make on the dishdasha, like he says button. So nowadays I went to some of the tailors. So what they do is they kind of like they have this the zippers, but zir or something similar to zir, the zippers. Let's say there was a dishdasha, okay, like many of those sleeping dishdasha, gown dishdasha. They don't have buttons. The nightgown dishdasha, the sleeping, the home use dishdasha, they don't have button and they're big collar, so you can slide it on. So look at the criteria of Sayyid Sistani Damadullah. It's different than many of the Maraja's criteria. And that shows the uniqueness and the accuracy when he looks into the narrations and he goes with, and this is the methodology of Sayyid al-Khuy Quddasa Sirruh. But Sayyid al-Khuy rarely applied it, and we see the applications are being applied by Sayyid Sistani. And many people, they would be surprised if you tell them I can wear this dasha by referring to another marja. They'll tell you, are you crazy? Just wear two white cloth and that's it. Okay. So, والأحوط لزوما, obligatory precaution, and يجتنب, the common considered dress like this, we mentioned this does absolutely, okay. وإن لم يزرها, even if he does not button it or fasten it or wear it like the armor, no, obligatory precaution, avoid wearing these things, even if you are not going to but fasten it with button or wear it such as, because fastening with buttons or wearing it like on yourself as an armor, these two things are prohibited. Okay, just that say this is Tani? Yes, just that. No, like wearing stitches haram and stitched it. We have been hearing other maraja, they say stitched attire, stitched attire. That's why the title is also called. So that means the title should be um, labsul labsul thawb bizirri, or labsu thawbin alayhi azrar, or not alayhi azrar. Um, إزرار الثوب بالزر, something like that, to button the dress with buttons. Subhanallah, yani may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lengthen his life. These things you see a lot of uniqueness in his fatwas, where he sticks to the narration text more and tries to avoid whatever is not indicated clearly in the narrations. Okay, so Sayyidina, anything else? No, these are the two criteria: to wear it like an armor or to fasten it with button. These two things, if you avoid. But what about other things? Other things we said it's based on obligatory precaution. Okay, let me show you. Maybe some people might doubt, oh, where is he reading from? Because these things are like strange things for people. So people, they need to know that I'm reading it directly from the rulings of Sayyid Sistani Damadullah. Okay. نعم. However, يجوز له في حال الاضطرار أن يطرح القميص أو ما يشبه على عاتقه ويلبس القباء أو نحوه مقلوبا ولا يدخل يديه في يدي القباء. Okay, القباء. So what does he mean now? However, it is permissible for him in the case in the case of necessity, okay, cold weather, he needs some kind of thing to dress up further, to not to prevent himself from becoming sick. So he says, just put the shirt on it. Don't put your hands in the, like where did the abba go? Okay. Like you see this abba, the cuffs of the abba. Don't put your hands in the cuff. Okay. If you're feeling cold, just throw it on your shoulder. That's it. See, my hands are covered. Just throw it on the shoulder. Don't take your hands out of the cuffs. No. أن يطرح القميص أو ما يشبه, to throw the qamis, or to put the qamis, to place the qamis or whatever is similar to it, okay, على عاتقه, on his shoulders. ويلبس القباء أو نحوه. Okay, what about قباء? If I feel cold, I need to put my hands and inside the cuffs. So he said, wear it opposite, inversely. So this is Abba. So I'm going to just make it opposite. So now this is the external side. So I wear it external side. Okay. Like inversely, maqloob. So now I'm going to wear it inversely. So see, this is the inside and this is the outside. So outside is in and inside is out. Okay. ويلبس القباء أو نحوه مقلوبا. And he wears the saya, the one which is the V kind of dress, or anything similar, which we said no, opposite. If he wants to put his hand inside this cuffs, okay. So we wear it maqloob, inversely, oppositely, outside in, like inside out, whatever you phrase it. ولا يدخل يديه في يدي القباء ويلبس القباء مقلوبا أو نحوه. ولا يدخل يديه في يدي القباء. And so he can ويلبس القباء أو نحوه مقلوبا. He says she should not put his hand. So see, I'm wearing the abba maqloob, upside down. He should not put his hand inside it. Okay. Yeah. So no, I mean, but unless if he feels cold and there's necessity, then he can put his hand. Let's say he needs to cover his arms. He's getting cold, and just by not putting his hand in the cuffs, he will get cold. So out of necessity. But if your necessity is not that extreme, then do not put your arms in the cuffs. But if your necessity is extreme that you need to put it to tighten the arm grip, okay, because you're feeling severe cold, then obviously in the case of necessity you can do that, as we'll see in Q&As. وَلَا يُدْخِلْ يَدَيْهِ. So here in this ruling, primary ruling, he says you cannot put, but in the case of necessity, obviously you can. نعم يجوز له في حال الاضطرار أن يطرح القميص, throw the shirt on yourself, وما يشبه على عاتقه, whatever similar to it, like which is fastened by buttons. Don't fasten the button, just throw it on your shoulder. ويلبس القباء قباء أو نحوه مقلوبا. And anything قباء, jubba, سترة, whatever we mentioned, dishdasha, the Arabic thobe, wear it outside in and inside out. But do not put like dishdasha. You wear it like somebody who has been amputated, his arms have been cut. You know, the guys you'll see some places the arms are cut, so that there's nothing in the armpit. So you wear the dishdasha out of necessity, but don't put your arms in the sleeves or in the cuffs in the sleeves. So just keep the sleeves dangling without anything, unless if it was necessary direly badly, then you can put your hands in the sleeves. But other than that, if your necessity is resolved by not putting the hands in the sleeves or in the cuffs, then you should not put it. ونحو مقلوبا ولا يدخل يديه ولا فرق في ذلك. Okay, Sayyidina. So is there any specification? He says, no, there is no difference in whatever we mention بين أن يكون الثوب مخيطا أو منسوجا أو ملبدا أو غير ذلك. So there is no difference between any type of cloth, be it stitched or be it just like the towel, okay, fabric, made fabric, or mulabbad. This is a certain type of process which they put the cloth in it. Or غيري, any type of cloth stitched, made directly in the factory, like the towels, anything. It doesn't have any differences in these all variations. So now the two conditions we get out of this is for fatwa is button, no fastening the dress with button. Okay, it should not have buttons, or if it has buttons, you should not fasten it with buttons. Okay, so buttoned attire, no. And then even if you're not fastening the button, buttoned attire, no. And you cannot wear it, or you cannot put it on yourself like an armor opposite, like you wear the shirt in from front, not from back. You don't, as I mentioned. So this is the fatwa. Other than that, if there's a difference between fuqaha, and so he considers it on the basis of obligatory precaution. All whatever is considered to be dress should be avoided, whatever, regardless of buttoned or not buttoned. Okay, this is obligatory precaution. Other ulamas, they have given fatwa here, but Sayyid Sistani Damadullah has given obligatory precaution that any dress which is considered a dress in the common consideration, one should avoid wearing it on the basis of obligatory precaution, even if it was not buttoned, or he did not wear it as an armor. So buttoning in armor is fatwa. Anything else is obligatory precaution. Good. So let's move on. ويجوز للمحرم أن يربط على وسطه محفظة نقود. So can we wear belt? He said yes. It is permissible for a muhrim person to tie or to fasten his middle on his middle وسطي محفظة نقود, wallet of money. Okay, belt to secure the money, or wallet of money. It's a belt, a wallet of belt. So belted wallet or walleted belt. وإن كانت من قسم المخيط, even if it was type of stitched, كالهميان. Himyan is a name it's used for this broad belt which has wallets inside it, pouches inside it. والمنطقة, and also this the cloth. Once upon a time, I told you they did not have belt; they had cloth. Okay, they used to tie it with the cloth. كما يجوز له, now for the money, okay, كما يجوز له التحزم بالحزام المخيط. It is also permissible for him to fasten or to belt, to wear belt which is stitched, which is normally used by somebody a certain disease in the private parts, so that yeah, I think this I forgot the name of this disease. Let me see. We call it iftag. Like some parts of intestine, they slip down. So let's see what is the proper meaning. I don't want to say some meaning which might be. Okay. So let's see what is this exact word. Now I remember. It's hernia. It's hernia. Yes. Inguinal hernia. Inguinal hernia. Um, yeah. Some kind of things, they descend from the abdomen cavity inside the scrotum. That's the scrotal hernia. Scrotal hernia. Okay. So anyhow, so for that, people, they wear belt to secure the objects from descending from the abdominal cavity to that area. So he says one can wear that kind of belt. الذي يستعمله, the one which is used by the person who has hernia. Scrotal hernia or inguinal hernia. It's a type of hernia. بالفتق لمنع نزول الأمعاء, to prevent the descent of intestine in the scrotal area. ويجوز له أيضا أن يغطي بدنه ما عدا الرأس. So while sleeping, he can cover his entire body, okay, except for the head. While okay. بدنه في حالة الاضطجاع أو غيره باللحاف ونحو من الأقسام المخيط. So he can wear any type of, or he can cover himself as long as he's not covering his head. Okay. So this is like the head part, like ears are head also. So like he can sleep covering this area. Okay. Um, so the nose is not from the head, eyes are not from the head. He can cover this part, as long as we are going to take the covering of the head with details. But he can cover his body except for the head. في حالة الاضطجاع أو غيره باللحاف, such as covering with the blanket or any type of stitched object. His dress, his blanket, his stitched dresses which he's not wearing, he can cover himself with it. So again, so here he says من أقسام المخيط, from the types of the stitched. But the criteria in the beginning, he has mentioned the buttons, okay, to wear something which has buttons, or to wear it like an armor. On the basis of obligatory precaution, ruling number 243, on the basis of obligatory precaution, أن لا يعقد المحرم الإزار في عنقه. He should not like tie the ihram on his neck, like I don't know how this. Let me check if I can do with this. Okay. I need to keep a piece of ihram beside me. Yeah, let me try like this. You know, like Superman, like when the kids they play Superman, what they do is they put behind themselves like the red cape, and you see they bring like this, and they bring like this, and they put it like this, tying the ends of the ihram. You see, like tying the ends of ihram. Again, I'll do this end and this end, tying the edges of ihram, like knot, tying the knot. So he says, ruling number 243, al-ahwat wujuban. It's on the basis of obligatory precaution. And لا يعقد المحرم الإزار في عنقه. But this is izar, okay? This is the lower part. بل لا يعقده مطلقا. He should not tie it. الإزار في عنقه. He should not like, I don't know how the people they like the lower part. Izar is lower part. Rida is upper part. So how do you picture somebody has lower part, he brings all the way to the neck, okay, and ties it up to the neck. الأحوط وجوبا, on the basis of obligatory precaution, a muhrim should uh, not tie, okay, the izar, the lower part of the ihram, في عنقه, on his neck. Maybe the ihram is bigger, taller, you see, I mean, broader, and maybe the guy is short. We can picture that, but a tall guy or ihram normal size, I mean, it can come to your shoulders, ihram, under the armpit. Um, yeah, I think you could bring the ihram to your shoulder, the lower part to the shoulder, and it will cover until the knee. So the navel to the knee concept will be applied. He says not on the neck, anywhere. In every case, one should not tie the knot to the edges of the ihram. So no tying the knots to the ihram. وَلَوْ بَعْضُهُ بِبَعْضٍ, even one of them with each other. وَلَا يُغَرِّزُهُ بِإِبْرَةٍ وَنَحْوِهَا, even the safety pin, they should not even use the safety pin or the pins to fasten it. So one should, on the basis of obligatory precaution, one should not fasten, tighten, bind the lower part of the ihram by tying by tying the knots on the neck. More than that, absolutely in every case, one should not tie the knots, even with the upper part, with the lower part, or no, with two pieces together. No tying the knots, no binding them together with knots, and also not pinning them, not fastening them with pins, and so on. So the lower part should be just binded the way people they put the loin. Yeah, they can loin cloth, but they can wear the belt. He said, say the Sistani, they can wear the hamyan and mintaqa, and they can wear the belt as well. Okay, so it shouldn't be a problem fastening the ihram with belt, but not the ihram with the ihram, because this making knot is prohibited, making knots. What about the upper part? والأحوط لزوما أن لا يعقد الرداء أيضا. And upper part also should not be binded with knots. Okay, so upper part, lower part, no binding with knots. But, however, upper part, he says, you can put pins. You can fasten it with pins or anything similar to it. ولا بأس بغرزه بالإبرة. And there is no harm in fastening it with pins, safety pins, like, and similar to it. Like similar to it, many times what they do, they bring a stone. Okay, let me see if I can find something which is, yeah, let's consider this is a stone. Okay, so you bring this, and you bring the other part. Okay, you bring the other part, you put it like this, and you tie with rubber band or whatever, so it becomes like a button. It's not a button, but they do it like that. Many Iranians, I've seen them. But this kind of thing is similar to the button or knotting. So it's better just to use safety pin, and that's it. It's like everybody wants to improvise there in the ihram. And that's nice. So yeah, وأمثالها. Uh, So we know that lower part, no knotting, no binding with knots, no tying with knots, not to the necks, not to the neck, not anywhere, any way, two, three pieces also not together, and neither to put pins and anything similar to it. Obligatory precaution, the upper part also should not be binded with knots or fastened with knots. However, one can use pins or similar to the pins. Ruling number 244. So what about women? They can wear the stitched attire, absolutely. By stitched attire, we mean the dress with the buttons, okay? Buttons, or even like an armor, like the barber kind of thingy. عدا القفازين فإنه لا يجوز أن تلبسها. The palms, the gloves, it is prohibited to wear gloves. So the woman, she should expose her face, okay? She should not cover the face and not cover the palms. أي الكفوف, the gloves. فإنه لا يجوز أن تلبسها في يديها. It is prohibited for her to wear it in her hands. Ruling number 245. إذا لبس المحرم متعمدا. So what is the penalty now? Now we know the ruling. Now we see the penalty. شيئا. If a person who's in the state of ihram wears any of these things intentionally, وجبت عليه كفارة شاة. A sheep will be obligatory. A penalty of sheep will be obligated upon him. حتى ولو كان مضطرا. Allah, even if it was out of necessity and was cold weather and this and this and sickness, yes. Sayyidina, necessity, yes. So you will not be considered a sinner. It will not be a sin, okay? But the penalty will be there. So you see, there are times the penalty is applied even in the case of necessity in certain cases. And this is one of the cases where the penalty is applied even out of necessity. However, there is no sin upon this person because he was compelled to use the stitched attire or buttoned attire according to the definition of Sayyid Sistani Damadullah. إذا لبس المحرم متعمدا شيئا يحرم عليه لبسه. If a person in the state of ihram intentionally wears something which is prohibited upon him, وجبت عليه كفارة شاة. It will be obligatory upon him to pay the penalty of sheep. ولو كان مضطرا إلى ذلك على الأحوط وجوبا. Even on the basis of obligatory precaution, even if he had done that out of necessity, even if it was out of necessity on the basis of obligatory precaution, that means that some maraja might not make it compulsory on the person who did it out of necessity. ولو تعدد اللبس تعددت الكفارة. If you do this wearing of the buttoned attire, button stitched attire repeatedly, the kafara will be repeated. وكذا لو تعدد الملبوس بأن جعل بعض الألبسة في بعضها. Oh my goodness. It's not the quality only, it's the quantity as well. So repetition of the quality, you wore the quality attires, the like you wore the not quality, I can say frequency and multiplicity. So let's say you wore one attire repeatedly, so you will have repeated kafara. Or let's say you wore 5 attires once. You wore your dishdasha and buttoned it. You wore this and buttoned it. You wore everything, 5, 6 things in once. You will have 5, 6 kafaras. So it is multiplicity plus the frequency. Okay. So if you have done that frequently, you will pay multiple kafara. If you have done it in multiplication of the stitched attire or buttoned attire, then you will pay the kafara also in multiplication. So that's why I said وَكَذَلِكَ لَوْ تَعَدَّدَ الْمَلْبُوسِ. Similar ruling is that means sheep will be applied, penalty of sheep will be applied if the stitched attire was multiplied. Okay. بأن جعل بعض الألبسة في بعض. He kept one inside another. That means he wore this and we wore this. Or he kept everything, like he kept the shirt sleeves inside the qaba. He kept the qaba sleeves inside the jubba. He wore everything like that, four, five things. When he keeps his hand goes into one sleeve, but these sleeves are covered by several sleeves. Sleeve of the shirt is covered by the sleeve of the qaba, is the cover, the dasha is covered by the sleeve of the jubba, is covered by the sleeve of the and sleeves, multiple kafara. بأن جعل بعض الألبسة في بعض. He kept one inside another, the dresses. ولبس الجميع دفعة واحدة. ولبس الجميع, he wore all of them, all of these dresses which kept one inside another once. خلاص, you have multiple كفارة. مع اختلافها في الصنف. They all have different variety. One is shirt, one is قباء, one is jubba, one is shirt, one is dishdasha, one is qaba, one is jubba, and one is aba. So all these like five dresses is kept one inside the other, and when he clapped his sleeve hands inside the sleeves, as he has worn five, even though they are very different in variety. بل وكذا مع اتحاده على الأحوط الجملة. Even if they were on more than that, more even, or rather, if they were one type, but they were kept one inside another. Like he has five dish dasha. He kept one dish dasha and inside another. And then these two, he kept inside another kameez, like one shirt inside the two shirts and three shirts. And so he has like all sleeves they're all shirt, they're all one type. Okay. So he says, even if it was one type, all of them were shirts, the kafara will be multiplied on the basis of obligatory precaution. Then we have this Q&A of Labs al-Makhit. Inshallah, we will continue tomorrow by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we are going to go to the end of the what they say, Manasik al-Hajj, and try to see the mulhaq, the appendix, the questions and answers. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.